Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Lost Odyssey. In between episodes, I left Epsilon Mountain, and as I was leaving, Kime decided to have a memory. Thankfully, I was able to pause and thus started up my recording software, so here that is. Hey guys, guess what? I was leaving Epsilon Mountain and cutscene? I'm not sure if it's a memory or what, but I'm assuming it's a memory. Don't mind the AC in the background. Kime recalls memory. Woo. Yeah, I didn't actually have my recording software up at all. I just had to quickly get this thing up. I guess I should have left the way I came. A chorus of cicadas. Cicadas, whatever. Why do you have the AC on? It was fucking warm in here. The forest is home to a priceless treasure. A marvelous and exceedingly rare creature lives here. You can search the entire continent and never find another such habitat. Of course, the value of our treasure is not apparent at first glance. The village elder holds a cup of liquor made from fermented berries as he speaks. His ancestors have kept watch over this tiny village for generations. It is summer, and the massed cries of a million cicadas pour down upon the small fort that guards the entrance of the village. The chorus of insects sound like a steady rain. I wonder if the gentlemen understand what I meant, or you gentlemen understand what I mean. The other scans the dozens or so powerfully built men gather at the fort. All of them wear a look of puzzlement, all but one, that is. You said your name is Kime, asks one of the villagers. You seem to know what he's talking about. Kime nods and points upwards. Sky. It's the cicadas, he says. A stir goes through the villagers. With a delighted smile, the elder says, "So you know, do you? Stay a while and listen." Far from delighted, the men in armor share suspicious glances. All mercenaries. They have been hired by the villagers to protect the forest's treasure. Hey, wait just a second there, rumbles the voice of one soldier, perhaps emboldened by the liquor. Are you telling me this treasure we're supposed to protect is just the cicadas? What's so special about them? They're everywhere. That is true, says the other, which is why I said the value of our treasure is not obvious at first glance. We eat the exoskeletons. They sound just like any cicadas I've ever heard. Another of the mercenary says, with a look of amazement, "Yeah, how is a chorus of cicadas different from any other? They sound just like the ones in my hometown." The other soldier laughs in agreement. "Absolutely," says one. "No difference," says another. The elder and the villagers, however, are not amused. They turn to Kime as the elder asks, "Will you help us protect our treasure?" "That is what I'm here to do," he replies. "You're paying for, I imagine." "Tell me again, Kime, do you really know the meaning of the treasure of this forest?" "I do." "Now let me ask you this. Do you know when this summer's battle will bear fruit?" Kime takes a sip of his liquor, releases a long, slow breath, and says, "In 75 years. We're fighting for the summer 75 years from now. Is that what you mean?" And then a stir goes through the group of villagers. The elder, with a great look of satisfaction, nods deeply and refills Kime's cup. To the stunned mercenary, the elder says, "We have protected our cicadas chorus generation after generation. The ones who made it possible for us to hear this summer's chorus, listen, it sounds like pouring rain, are the villagers who were grown men 75 years ago when I was just a boy. The chorus that shook the forest last summer was protected 76 years ago, and next summer the cicadas protected 74 years ago will start singing together. This is how we are protecting the forest over the years. Do you gentlemen now see how much it means to us?" You just hear in the background, "Get a hobby." It's a matter of simple arithmetic. After the eggs are buried in the ground, the cicadas that live in the forest spend 75 long years in the larval stage. At last, in the summer of their 75th year, they become mature insects, come out of the ground and sing like mad at the treetops for a short week or two. They remain alive. Just before they die, they come down from the trees, mate, bury their eggs in the ground. A new crop of eggs then spend another 75 long years in the earth. Yeah, I don't know if 75 years is actually how long it is. It is a long time. I'm assuming it is. I don't know the exact time it is, but man, imagine if that was us. The fact that we can hear the cicadas chorus this summer means only one thing. The forest was at peace 75 years ago. Similarly, and the forest remains at peace this summer, the villagers will be able to hear the chorus 75 years from now. We have used what little money we have to pay you gentlemen to assemble here for this, to make the forest resound with the cicada chorus in 75 years. All the mercenaries but Kime openly show their disappointment. Wait just a second now, Grandpa, says one soldier standing ramrod straight. You mean to say we're supposed to risk our lives to protect a bunch of bugs? Exactly, that's what you're paid for anyways. And even supposing we succeed in what we risk our lives for, the results won't show up for 75 years? That's precisely what I mean. Come on, old man. You must be kidding. If it were money or valuables, that would be one thing, but we might lose our lives here. And for what, bugs? Well, you are mercenaries after all. Okay, now, Grandpa, I'm gonna ask you one last time. I know this village is poor, and I know you have people... you people have to scrimp and save to put this money together. There's no question about that. But when you say this is for bugs, or 75 years from now, you're not living in the same world I'm living in. For something like that, you're willing to spend every last bit of money you've got, and in that bargain, get us to gamble our lives. Are you insane? We want the children 75 years from now to hear the chorus from themselves. What's so strange about that? Now we are having trouble understanding you. Don't toy with me, old man. I can't take a job like this. The man shouts and storms off out of the fort. Some of the other mercenaries call out to him, hey, wait for me. I'm coming with you. Risk our lives for bugs? What a rotten deal that is. And then they hurry after him. One man after another disappears with a parting remark. I'm keeping my advance, though. Several of them mad. The only fighter left in the fort is Kime. I take it that one didn't last. Or none of them did. The downpour of cicada cries continues unabated. The whole forest sounds like one gigantic creature. They are loud as fuck. One man is working the lookout posts of the fort in place of the departed mercenaries. He asks Kime, are you alright with this? I'm fine, I knew what I was getting myself into. I heard after they left, those men are a bad bunch. It's true, they really are in it for what they can get after the job is done. They're fine until they finish protecting the village from the enemy. Then they start asking for bonuses. They grab valuables and harass villagers. We saved the village for you, right? It wouldn't hurt you to give us a little extra, they say. The reason this year's mercenaries quit is because they realize there's no hope of any bonuses out of this village. Why did you stay, Kime? The young man asks. There must have been a lot of jobs that would have paid you more. It's just that it wouldn't be a bad idea to risk my life for something 75 years in the future for a change, that's all. The young man nods his head thoughtfully, not really understanding what the fuck he meant. Then he tells Kime one of the old stories of the village. Long, long ago, way before I was born, the elder was still a boy. There was a summer when the cicadas didn't sing at all. Of course, this means that 75 years before that, there was a battle that ravaged the forest. The elder says the summer forest without the chorus was so sad and lonely it was horrifying. It actually gave him the chills. The trees themselves were alive, but it felt as though the whole forest had died. Sitting alone in the silent forest, he felt so lonely he wanted to cry, and worse, he felt intense anger towards our ancestors for not having protected the forest 75 years earlier. The elder tells the story whenever he had a little too much to drink. Kime nods in silence. I know all about that, he almost let himself say, but he swallows his words and smiles. The young man goes on. So anyhow, when the elder was sitting and crying in the forest, he says, a traveler came along, a young man, big and strong, man like you. And he said to the elder, don't ever forget how sad and lonely you are today. When you grow up, make sure you never let the children who will come 75 years after you feel this way. The elder says he doesn't remember the man's face, but he will never forget his words. He tells the story to the young people of the village over and over again. It's really annoying. Kime nods again, saying nothing, but the skin on his back seems to creep beneath his shirt. All these years, the elder has kept the promise he made to the traveler. No matter how much the merchants might have pressed him, he has never let them do anything that will ruin the forest. He has kept on good terms with the neighboring village to avoid making enemies. He has sometimes entered into dealings that were not to our advantage and lost many chances for us to make money. This is why the village is still poor. The young man gives a self-deprecating chuckle. Still, not one person in the village resents the elder for what he's done. The village kids have already gone and always gone into the forest to bathe themselves in the shower of the cicada forest. Okay, that's just how we grew up. We took it for granted. We all feel nothing but gratitude towards the elder and the ancestors who came before him. We have enabled us to hear the cicada chorus every year. Kime says nothing in reply, but he begins to savor a creeping feeling across his back. He brings to mind the face of the young boy he met so long ago, more than 80 years ago. Want the cicada singing, the boy sobbed. Why is there not even one cicada this year? Why did our ancestors burn the forest back then? But he had a gleam in his eye, and that same gleam, hidden by the wrinkles, still resides in the eyes of the other, passed down from one generation to the next. It is there the eyes of the young man guarding the fort with. It is there in the eyes of the young man guarding the fort with Kime. This is the very reason that Kime is here. Now the village, which has kept the peace for so many years, is about to be attacked. The neighboring country is expanding its power. The army has violated the border and is heading this way. The prospect of victory are slim. The elder says if we can get through the summer, that's all we need. All we ask is that you help us prevent them from devastating forests until the cicadas have planted their eggs. The neighboring country is not likely to show much interest in the poor village, which is merely a pathway for the army marching towards the city beyond the forest. If the village can hold out until the end of summer and surrender with the coming fall, the enemy will probably charge straight through the forest and head for the city. The elder says when, after a nice little visit, they leave us, we'll have to offer them parting gifts. They can have this worn-out old head of mine. Laughing, he minds cutting his own head off. The elder has transcended any means of attachment to the world. He's lived a full life. Now all he wants to do is, with his remaining time, is give the children 70 years in the future a chance to hear the cicadas. Tell me one more thing. Kime says to the young man, bringing his sword close to hand. What's that? When you're grown up, will you be able to bet your life on the future that's still 75 years away? I will, he replies without the slightest hesitation. We can't see the joyful faces of the children 75 years from now, but I do know the forest has to be filled with the crying of the cicadas every summer, whether now or next year or 75 years from now, or even beyond that. That's what they call the grown-ups' responsibilities, and I'm not the only one who believes this. All the young people in the village do. The elder has raised some damn good young men, people I see. What's that? Did you say something? Nah. Kime holds himself in readiness, staring straight ahead. Dust clouds well up in the horizon. An enemy unit seems to be approaching. Cicadas cry without ceasing. The enemy is coming. Alright, it's time. Kime heads out to battle. The cicada chorus reverberates endlessly as if playing the song of life. The end. Alright. Cool beans. Back to current day Chronos. Alright, after that I did do some level grinding, right? So the immortals are up to 56, 57. I got Jansen and Mac up to level 52. Jansen freaking learned double cast, which it seems really, really good on paper. I tested it out in one battle with him, and it took him 2 turns. So, I don't know. Like, he cast Force Us twice, and it took him 2 turns. If I've learned it on the Immortals, on all of them, and I have equipped it. But I also put a concentrate on them too. But yeah, I'm really hoping that it doesn't take 2 turns for this stuff. Because it would just be useless, right? Also, where the hell is attack boost 2, right? I feel like we should have gotten that by now. I might have missed it. I guess I can always check the, the auction house. Mac, he learned Wall Us, and Walla and Wallace took multiple turns. Well, Walla took multiple turns and restored next to nothing. And Walla says it increases GC significantly, but it probably takes 3 turns, and I don't want to deal with that. And that's it. I didn't level set up to 52 because he's going to be in the party. Cook was already 52, and Tolton had already learned all his skills, so I don't feel like we need to do that. But yeah, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and search for some invisible treasures. We actually don't have that many left, which is nice. Yeah, we got a good deal of them just by happenstance, right? And the other ones were in places we had already been to, but didn't go back to. Well, I mean, I guess I could have waited to get the seal here and came back later. I guess there was always that chance of me holding off on the royal seals until later, but I was very enamored with the amount of, like, freaking, good weapons we were getting, so I was like, yeah, let's absolutely do this. So, I think we can take this elevator up here, right? I do want to check out the... Was this circle always here? Oh, what's this? Well, like this before, I guess Mac is here? Me? Seems so. There's a powerful spirit magic at work at these forests. It's likely that everything is coming back to life due to the spirit mage like Mac being here. Ah, neat. Let's see if his thing was working then. Oh, can I finally get that other treasure then? Cool. Well, I guess we can go do that first. Like this one? Does nothing. Okay, never fucking mind then. Do I need to push this button? Oh, heat. I don't know if that did anything.
Oh, come on, give me a break.
Yeah. Are these new enemies? No. No, they're not. Not in the slightest. Do I want to test out? I don't really care about double cast at this point. They have 400 HP. You can't even do that. Oh well. Really should get attack boost too, though. That would be neat. Well, I mean, you killed it, which is nice. You did not do 430, which is a little... Okay, they are working now. Okay. Neat. Well, these better be good. Oh, ram. Not ram. That. Okay, ram? Oh, you bitch. That's right, there is trap things here. Alright. Cool. I mean, sure. And then you can do force us on that. Double cast. Force us on that. And then you can just do... I don't know, force us on that. And then force us on that. Well, they're doing it in one turn, which is better than Jansen was doing. It's probably because of the casting reduction time. But imagine. Oh, thank you. Okay, you didn't do it twice. Sure, thank you. I ended up learning it on all of them so they can buff themselves. I should probably try it on frickin' Kime and Seth. Oh, Sarah's learned the level 4 composite magic. Neat. Sure. You don't have anything because I didn't know what to put on you. I don't have anything that buffs your MP, right? No. Yeah, so... Yeah. Yeah, defense increase 1, I guess. And yeah, you're good. I should probably go check out some of the shops to see if, we, can buy some better ones. You don't have composite magic on here? Well, that's rude. You're not using any royal equipment, so... I don't think you are. Well, we're about to find out. Okay, you were not. I have slot seeds, too. I did feed everyone but Kime 1 to get them up to 27, because they all had 26. just to kind of make it even. Stevens. There's one more lift here that we didn't have access to earlier, and that's on the other side over here. We've been here before. Did I just miss that before, or was that prompt new? Because I came back here, and I'm pretty sure I took that lift as well.
We've taken the advantage.
It really doesn't matter what we do here. Oh, I taught combo 3, or 3 combo to Seth and Kime, so they have that. So the double cast on Kime and Seth is pretty much for Power Rust, and then I'm going to use Faster on myself. Or maybe not Faster, whatever is the one that makes it so that skills activate quicker.
That was close.
And for the ladies in the back, I'm going to use Mindus and probably like all... Well, we already have all shield and barricade and stuff like that on. There's no treasure chest up here? Oh, that's stupid. Demon Warrior's Blade. Demon Warrior's Ring. Okay. How bad is that? Oh, that's significantly bad. Demon Warrior Ring? Jesus Christ. I've been here. I didn't get that prompt before. Okay, now that's fine, I guess. I mean, fuck me, right? But, good lord. The name sounds really cool. I bet it looks awesome too, probably. But yeah, I don't know.
Keep your guard up.
There's one where Venus was. It's like, I saw her walk by. She somehow passed me and was on my bed sleeping now. Yeah, we need to go to the boss room here. Which means we're just going to take that elevator where that button was. So I'm just going to go do that, and I'll see you there. Alright, down we go. This should lead us to the boss room. Now, where exactly the hidden treasure is... oh, I see it. Get Cursed Crest. What does that do? Level 8 Spirit Magic. No, thank you. I already have that on everyone. Because why wouldn't I? Alright, cool. Oh, actually, one second. Did I... Pretty sure I did. I apparently did not. Okay, so I need to go to... Okay, so we're gonna go to the northern Cape. Yeah. That's where our daughter flung herself off. So I'll meet you there. So after we're done doing this, I'm gonna make a backup save just in case, like, this is the point of no return and I want to maybe come back and do... Oh, the arena shit. Oh, shit. Down here? I think I see it. Oh, yeah, that's definitely it. Yeah, the arena stuff. I actually forgot about that. We can go to some of them before we go to the Grand Staff. Hey, Death. Alright, cool. So, next up is the Ice Canyon. The Snowy Plateau. There's no monsters here, so we can just exit quickly. Yeah, so... That's true. The northern side? We fought the boss on the north, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, what I was saying is after we do all the invisible chests, I'm going to go to Kilolon Village, pretty much use all my money on, like, the really good consumables there. and then make a backup save so that if I wanted to come back and do some of the optional stuff, like the Temple of Enlightenment, though I gotta admit that sounds super not appealing, then we can just load up the save. If this is the point of no return, now there's a chance that when we finish it, it just, hey, here's a save point before, regenerate us, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so, I don't know. I think someone mentioned DLC. I don't know if I have that or if it comes with this. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I don't know. Well, I'll see. I'll look into if there's DLC and if it's something I'm interested in doing, right? What it entails. Refugee camp. And this is the last one, I think. We got the Urar ones. We got the Ypsilon Mountain ones. We got the Sea of the Eastern Shore one. Crimson Forest we just did. We had the Master Earrings. We got Death. We got Regenerus. And we already had All Power from Goat's City when we found going down that ladder. So now we need this one. And I'm a little confused because you just said something. I just read something that I don't think we've ever saw. Okay, we're getting a memory. Khan recalls a memory that was locked deep within. The village closet to heaven? Oh, closest, not closet. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. I read that and my mind was like, oh, God, how dark is this story gonna be? In this village, ringed by jagged mountains, the women gave birth to many children. 5 or 6 is not uncommon. You mean over time, right? They don't have like a litter, right? Just the other day, the wife of the village headman gave birth to her 10th child. Okay. And why do you think that is? The young fellow asked the traveler, looking down on the snow-blanketed village. Kime cocks his head in search of an answer. Meanwhile, the young man takes something like a piece of crystal candy from a small pouch. He pops it into his mouth, says with a laugh, because they die right away. The children? Uh-huh. Hardly anybody grows up to be an adult. Most kids die after 5 or 6 short summers. Look at the village headman's wife. She's lost 7 children already. Kids already. Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe that's a sign to stop. Right? Whether from a genetic problem or disease epidemic in the area, the people of the village have always lived short lives, he says. How are they still here, then? He says, from way, way back. Now that you mention it, kind of says, I've never seen any old people here. See what I mean? A few decades ago, I'm told only one person lived to be 50. But people say that's the oldest anyone's ever got in the whole history of the village. Move! This is why we give birth to lots of kids. Give birth to a lot and lose a lot. If just one of them lives into adulthood, though, the family line is saved and the village history continues. See my point? No. The young man is 16, as is his wife. Their first child is due to be born any day now, literally today or tomorrow. The young man crunches down on the candy in his mouth. Let's get going, he says. And around his waist he winds the rope he uses to pull the sled. He hasn't loaded the sled yet, but dragging it up the steep snow-covered road is hard work. This, he says, is why the pay is so good. Only a few days earlier, he lost a good friend and a fellow worker. He had been 3 years his senior. When Kime happened along, the young man asked if he would help by pushing the sled from behind until they cleared the pass. Kime agreed, and they became an instant team. Kime circles around the back of the sled and asks, you don't have any animals to pull the sled? Afraid not, says the young man. I know it's strange, but our horses and cattle and donkeys all die young. You can spend a lot of money at the town market buying an animal, and it'll keel over before it's done a lick of work. This place sounds not closest to heaven at all. I think it's the reverse. Finally, the best way is for us humans to plow the fields and pull the sleds ourselves. The arms with each which the young man himself is pulling the sled are massive, and he forges through the road's snowy cover with a powerful step. His fellow workers are stronger still, he says. He taught me how to pull a sled, how to set rabbit traps, how to build a fire, all the skills I need to live, with all the love he would give to a kid brother. Before I knew it, he was gone. People are here always die suddenly, he says. They can be perfectly healthy 1 minute and drop dead in the next. No time for suffering, just like that. No time to call a doctor. Even if a doctor comes, there's nothing he can do. Did your friend die that way? Uh-huh. He was shoveling the snow that piled up overnight, clearing the road when he dropped dead. Oh, he had a heart attack. You gotta be careful when you're shoveling snow. Shit like that is very fucking not great for your body. By the time he ran over to help him, he was gone. That's how it always is. Always. That's how they die. Grown-up kids, everyone. And you too, then. I guess so. Nobody knows when the moment is coming. It might be decades from now, or it could be tomorrow. After this cool pronouncement, the young man turns to look at Kime and pointing to his own chest. It says with a smile, or even now. The smile is genuine without a hint of despair or bitterness towards the cruelty of his faith. Aren't you afraid to die? Kime starts to ask but he stops himself. It's a stupid question, he decides, and one that he's not qualified to ask. Where could a man burdened with eternal life find appropriate words to speak to a man burdened with the threat of sudden death? I mean, yeah. I think that's probably one of the few things about the quote-unquote immortal curse that I would probably agree with. Is like, yeah, I don't think I could talk to someone about dying if I couldn't die, because it'd feel like I'd be rubbing it in, right? Kime and the young man keep dragging the sled up the steep mountain path. Their destination is the lake beyond the past. The young man's job calls from the cut ice from the surface of the frozen lake and transport it back to the village. We in the village call the lake the Spring of Life. If you trace the source of water that bubbles up from the ground here and there in the village, you always wind up at the Spring of Life. Kime nods silently. The ice from the Spring of Life takes forever to melt. That's why, look, you can even do this. Again, the young man takes a piece of crystal candy, or rather ice, from his leather pouch and puts it in his mouth. It gives you energy. It's indispensable when doing hard work or for pregnant women or infants. Just put a piece in your mouth and gives you instant strength. Is this why you guys are dying? The young man offers a piece to Kime, who nods again in silence. We're really not supposed to give any to outsiders, but you're a special cause. You're special because I'm putting you to work. If I give it to you, though, I want you to help me load the ice in the sled. I can handle it myself on the way back. Kime silently accepts the ice from the young man, who assures him it tastes good, too, and watches him smiling. Kime averts his gaze somewhat and puts a piece in his mouth. This ice shouldn't be nothing but frozen water, but there's a mild sweetness, just as Kime expected. He spits it out. The young man is not looking. Poison. I know that taste, Kime thinks. The village people are used to this taste, so they think nothing of it. Without a doubt, though, there is poison in the ice. The long flow of time smooths over the wounds inflicted by history. The permanently snow-capped peaks make people forget the existence of the wide world on the other side. The young man calls this lake the Spring of Life, but those who lived far beyond the mountains, at the source of the river that feeds the lake, used to know it as the Pit of Death. Lovely. So you just fucking... Wow. Okay, yeah. Long ago, several hundred years ago, the entire area around the river's source was polluted with a poisonous metallic overflow from a mine. The river was filled with dead fish floating belly up, and the poisonous gas that rose like a mist from the ground killed both the earthbound animals and the birds in the sky. The forest withered, and the lively town that had grown up with the development of the mine became a deserted ruin. Nature took many years to recover, but the forest eventually turned green again, which attracted small animals and eventually the larger ones that hunted them. People, however, never came back, and there was no one left to hand down the story of the tragedy that occurred at the river's source deep in the mountain. The only one who knows everything that happened is Kime, the man who has lived 1,000 years. The young man stands at the frozen lake and takes a nice, satisfying stretch. You know, he says to the traveler, I sometimes think this village might just be the closest one to heaven in the whole wide world. That is because we are too close to heaven that we were all summoned by the gods early on. Don't you think that might be true? Kime fucking says nothing to respond to this. Over many years, this lake has accumulated the metallic poison that flowed into it from the upstream, and over many years, the poison that infiltrated the soil has mingled with the groundwater, bubbling up in the spring water from which the villagers slake their thirst. No one knows the exact chemical makeup of the poison, but at least it does not cause the villagers to suffer until, at the moment of their lives, the accumulated poison suddenly takes its toll. This may be one fortunate aspect. On the other hand, this might simply make the misfortune of it brings all the more conspicuous. Still, the young man says as he saws a piece of ice by the shore, I do hope the children my wife and I will be able to live longer lives. Say if we have 5, at least one of them will live long enough to grow up and have kids. That way, for me, it would be like finding some meaning in having been born into this world. It was the same with my father and mother and my grandparents. They all had lots of kids and mourned the loss of lots of kids, but managed to raise 1 or 2 adulthood before they died. That's what gives their life meaning. He wipes the sweat from his brow and puts another piece of candy in his mouth. Stop doing that. If I were to tell him everything I know, thinks Kime, if I were to tell him everything that has been buried in the darkest of history, and if he were to tell the other villagers, the tragedy might not have to be repeated. That's if they believed you, though. The young man says, when a baby is born, they ring the village bell, also when someone dies. The same for both. Birth and death are like 2 sides of the same coin. There's no sadness when someone dies. Everybody sees them off with a smile and a wish. You go on ahead to heaven and save a good spot for us. Do you understand that sentiment? I do, says Kime. I guess. That's how we always done it, so welcoming a lot of new lives to the village and sending lots of lives off to heaven. I've never been much of a student, so I don't know exactly how to put it, but I kind of think that maybe the village closest to heaven is a place where life and death are right next door to each other. The young man gives Kime an embarrassed smile at the sound of his own words. Maybe it's just because I'm about to have a kid of my own that I'm starting to think about these complicated things. Nah, that's fine. Stop eating the ice, though. The moment the words leave his mouth, a bell sounds at the foot of the hill. Several long, slow rings. That's it! Exclaims the young man. My child has been born! He dips his head and says again, as if savoring the sound of his own word, my child. While the bell is rung likewise for birth and death, the young man says the sound in each case is subtly different. When a younger villager learns to tell the two apart, he or she is considered adult. I hope this one lives a long time, the young man says, choking with a flood of emotions that show on his face, but then goes on as if to negate his own hopes for the future. Either way, whether it lives a long time or not, my child has been born into this world. That's all that matters. I'm so happy. So happy. Eyes full of tears, he turns a beatific smile on Kime, and then, still smiling, he collapses where he stands. We don't have to bring the ice back, right? Kime lays the young man's corpse on the sled and returns to the village. As the young man said, the villagers accept his death with a smile, the same smiles they had for the birth of their baby. Death is not the time for sorrow. It simply marks whether one has been called to heaven earlier or later. The young man's wife takes a ice candy from the leather pouch he had just left behind and places it gently in the baby's mouth. I want you to grow up to be strong and healthy, she says. Daddy is saving a wonderful place for you up in heaven, but go there slowly, slowly. Until you go to heaven, I want you to grow up in the village till you're nice and big. Her words have a gentle tone of a lullaby. Kime says nothing. If he is to stand unfortunately for what is right, his silence may be a crime, but burdened with eternal life, Kime knows how suspect the right can be. Throughout history, people have fought and wounded and killed each other in the name of what they declare to be right. By comparison, the look on the dead young man's face is tranquility itself. The village closest to heaven is filled with happiness indeed. The baby starts crying because it's being poisoned. Its loud wailing like a celebration of beginning its own life. However short that life is likely to be, Kime leaves the village with a smile on his face because I don't know why. The village bell begins to peal, reverberating with utter clarity through the distant mountains as it bestows a blessing on the young man who lived life to the fullest with neither resentment nor regret. And when this too long life of mine draws to a close, Kime thinks, I'd like to be sent off with the sound of bells like this if possible, because he knows the day will never come. Kime walks on, never stopping, never looking back. His long journey is far from over. Move, people! Hey, Kime, how about we, I don't know, go get some antidotes or something. Oh, is this what they were talking about? Huh. Yeah, let's go get some antidotes poured into the fucking, the lake. See if that clears up the poison, maybe? I know it's metallic, so who knows if that would actually work. But, oh, I have a better idea. How about you go up there, you pollute it even worse. Oh, there it is. And that, so the villagers know, and they're like, oh, fuck, what do? We're gonna have to, like, move the village. And then you save all of them. Or fuck them, I guess. Yeah, that's a valid option. Fuck them. When I read The Closet to Heaven, I got really worried. I'm like, oh god, is this gonna be like story where a fucking village puts people in a closet to die? I mean, it wasn't much better. It's literally about a story where you feed poisons to fucking everyone and their babies. Fun times. Alright, so that should be it for the invisible chests. We can, I guess, instead of starting the Grand Staff today, because who knows how long that will take, let's go to the backyard and maybe try some battles. And then we'll start the Grand Staff next time. I know these towns east, I think. That's the one that starts at lower ground. The backyard battles were, they have like special conditions, so it might be really easy, it might be really hard. Oh, we had a magic key too that we found for the backyard. So that might be cool. That might be where you get attack boost too, Electric Boogaloo. It'd be weird if they didn't have an attack boost too. Because they have an attack boost 1. The fact that there's a 1 there makes it seem like there's gotta be more than that. If it was just attack boost, yeah, I get it. Right? Like, okay, that was it. In you go, please. To the backyard, to the windows, to the walls. Oh yeah, there's a save point down here. Oh, whatever. Holy fucking nutter. Hi, what's going on in there? Yeah, fight around it too. Alright, absence of immortals. Nah. Class heavy, defeat all enemies. Defeat the Eastern Sage. I'm a man-eater. Up to 3 PCs. What about Max? Pure Gluttony. Defeat the Explosive Bug. You have to defeat them all at the same time. Was that it? Let's see. Alright, so, spirits. You do that, and then... Okay. This? Sure. And you do Mind Us on Bing. And then you do Shadow Us? I don't know. You guys don't have too many, like, what's it called? What am I looking for here? Speed reduction. There we go. I think the composite magics is going to take multiple turns, as they normally do. Oh, they're water. Fuck. Well, they'll be strong against it, so we need to be... You don't want to use fire. I wish we had ground us. I don't know where it is. I mean, I guess we could have done Shadow Us, huh? Shit, you're right. and probably not as strong, but oh my god, dude, get back there, come on. Or Primus. Oh, everything takes its fucking 2 turns. Ugh. Alright. And what's the point of having it? Probably because you can do casting support, I guess. Oh, fuck. That was much better than Kimes.
It's not in my nature to lose.
On. What's the fucking win condition then? Oh, whatever. Sure.
You wanna fight or what?
I'm assuming the one is in the back, right? There's 2 in the back. Yeah. Okay, you do that. Minus on Ming. No. You do Power Rust on you, and then Power Rust on Seth. And then you can attack. You don't apparently have a skill. That's weird, so no skills are allowed. Wind. Oh my god, get back, Jesus Christ. I don't know if this will kill them, but... we will see. It might be don't attack these guys? I don't know. I was really hoping for 8 times the fucking thing, though. Nice. So they're dead. I don't know what the special condition could be for this. We get 3 stars. Maybe it's just defeating them in 1 turn. I don't know. Well done. Here's your prize. Power drinks. Hey, Sarah, do you not have concentrate on? Because I'm pretty sure I put that on you. Oh, I did not put that on you. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that is interesting. How the fuck did I not put that on you? I don't know what to get rid of, though. Maybe special accessories? I don't think you have a special accessory on. Oh, Sarah doesn't know concentrate. Oh, that's good. Okay, well... I guess I'll have to put Cook in the party at some point. I'm gonna call it a day here. We're gonna go to Grand Theft next time. Yeah, I don't really understand the special conditions for these. I guess we can ask that guy over there. But yeah, anyways, I will see you all next time where we go back to Grand Staff. Thanks for watching. Bye.